December 23, 2015. 3:35 p.m. A Ukrainian power grid operator watches his mouse move across the screen. He's not touching it. The cursor glides to a circuit breaker icon. Clicks. The breaker opens. Substation 6 goes dark. Then another breaker trips. Then another. He's completely locked out of his own system. Someone else is in control. Within 3 minutes, 30 substations shut down across the Ivano-Frankivsk region. 230,000 people lose power instantly. Outside temperature, -7 degrees Celsius. Families cooking dinner suddenly sit in freezing darkness. Hospitals switch to backup generators. Traffic lights go black. But here's what made it truly terrifying. The operators could see everything happening. They watched helplessly as invisible attackers systematically dismantled their power grid. They tried desperately to regain control. Nothing worked. The hackers had thought of everything. This wasn't some random ransomware attack. This was surgical, coordinated, military-grade, and it was the first time in human history that hackers successfully weaponized a nation's power grid. What happened next would reveal a threat that every government on Earth is still desperately trying to contain. The attackers called themselves Sandworm, Russian military intelligence. Specifically, Unit 74455 of the GRU. These weren't basement dwellers or cybercriminal gangs. They wore uniforms, drew government salaries, operated from a building in Moscow. Their mission? Test whether cyber attacks could replace bombs. Ukraine was their laboratory. 6 months before the blackout, Sandworm began their infiltration. They sent spearphishing emails to Ukrainian power companies. The emails looked completely legitimate. Fake invoices, official documents, nothing suspicious. One employee clicked. That's all it took. The malware installed silently. It was called Black Energy 3, sophisticated beyond belief. It spread laterally through the network, mapping every system, learning every password, recording every keystroke. For 6 months, Sandworm watched and waited. They studied how operators controlled the grid, when shifts changed, which substations powered critical infrastructure. They accessed security cameras, listened to phone calls, downloaded network diagrams. The Ukrainians had absolutely no idea. Western intelligence agencies later confirmed something chilling. Sandworm had access to multiple power companies simultaneously. They could have caused catastrophic damage, taken down the entire Western grid, left millions without power for months. But they didn't. This was a demonstration, a message, a test of capabilities. And on December 23rd, with the whole country preparing for Christmas, Sandworm decided to show the world what they could do. The attack began exactly as planned. But what the hackers did next went far beyond just flipping switches. The circuit breakers were just the opening move. Sandworm had built a 3-stage attack designed to maximize chaos. Stage 1, kill the power. Complete. Stage 2, make restoration impossible. Here's where it gets diabolical. While operators scrambled in darkness, the malware executed its secondary payload. It corrupted firmware in the serial to Ethernet converters. These devices let operators communicate with substations remotely. Sandworm bricked them, completely unusable. Even if operators regained network access, they couldn't send commands. The substations were unreachable, dead zones. But Sandworm wasn't finished. They deployed KillDisk, a destructive wiper malware. It overwrote master boot records on operator workstations. Hundreds of computers suddenly displayed boot errors. Unrecoverable. Years of operational data vanished. System logs erased. The operators couldn't even see what had happened. Now here's the truly sadistic part. Sandworm launched a telephone denial-of-service attack. They flooded the power company's call centers with thousands of automated calls. Citizens trying to report outages got busy signals. The few calls that got through, fake. Hackers posing as panicked customers, feeding false information, creating confusion. The power company was under siege on every front. Electrical, digital, telephonic, total warfare. Restoration crews worked in absolute chaos. No computer systems, no remote access, no communication with substations. They had to manually drive to each location, In winter, in darkness, in rural Ukraine, took 6 hours to restore power. 6 hours might not sound catastrophic, but investigators discovered something that changed everything. Sandworm had installed a remote access backdoor that remained active for months afterward. They could return anytime. And the malware package? It was modular, adaptable, transferable. This wasn't just about Ukraine. Here's what governments didn't want you to know. The attack on Ukraine was a proof of concept. The malware was designed to work on Western power grids. American cybersecurity firm ESET tore apart the code. What they found was absolutely terrifying. Black Energy 3 contained modules specifically built for American and European industrial control systems. Siemens, ABB, General Electric, Schneider Electric, all the major manufacturers. The exact same equipment running in Texas, California, Germany, France. Sandworm had created a universal weapon. In 2016,